single thing he says. We're going to have more gift card giveaways after his presentation. And then we're going to put you guys into some breakout rooms for some fun interactive activities where you will have a chance to earn even more. Hey, Mr. Blackburn, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Cool. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. If you can hear me, see me, everybody's clear, everybody's there, everybody's good. Whatever mechanism you're using, if you're using something to hear or see me or understand, for those of you who I can see, throw up the peace symbol so I know you're with me. Not the thumbs up. Thumbs up is for old people. Let's throw up the peace symbol. This is better. I like it's cooler. See, and I'm an old person, right, Kayla? And I said that, right? Old people shouldn't say that stuff is for old people when it's really not. All right, thank you. I can see you guys. Hey, what's up? Mohammed? Ahmed? I see you, man, my guy. I see you guys. I appreciate you. So we're going to have some fun today. I hope it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for me. Hopefully it's fun for you. I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to go through a quick presentation. We got a short time to get through a lot of stuff. But I think it's cool stuff. So Tracy, everything's good. Everything's clear. We're okay. All right. So today, guys, I don't need to introduce myself. My name is Darnell Blackburn. She already introduced me. That's enough. You don't need to know. I'm not that important. I'm just going to talk a little bit, and I want to share some stuff with you that's pretty cool, I think. So, Tracy, you're going to have to be my cutoff guy, or lady, rather, when I get to time, or just give me like a 5-minute or something if you can. I'll try to keep my eye on you. Okay, so we're going to talk about the key to success. What is the key to success? What do you guys define the key to success as? What do you define the key to success as? Throw some stuff in the chat and let's talk about that. And key to success, breaking barriers. That's the back end of this. But the key to success, I don't know who my monitor is, if it's Tracy or whomever, Mr. Zanny, whoever it may be. Somebody tell me, what are some of the keys to success? What do people define that as?
Perseverance.
Hard work. I like it. Good. Love it. Perseverance, hard work. What else we got, Scott? What else?
We got skills, determination.
Skills. Yeah. Cool.
Being true to yourself.
Good. Hard work, perseverance, skills, determination, being true to yourself. Good. All right, let's roll. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Some of that stuff. So that's how you define the keys to success. And I appreciate it. Skills, hard work, determination, perseverance. That's good. The interesting thing is, though, most young people your age, not all, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of young people would define the key to success as money or fancy cars or designer shoes or a big house or, all that cool stuff. Or maybe even this. They go and say, let me see how many likes or TikTok fans I can get. How many of you all are on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook? Well, Facebook is for old people too, I hear now. Is that true? I don't know. I heard that. I think it is. But TikTok and Instagram, how many likes you get. So that's what most young people, or a lot of young people, would define as the key to success is, getting social media attention and having, money and all that stuff, but again, it's not always the key to success. So let me jump in. Let me just get to my next slide. Let me get here. Good health. Good health is the key to success too, but oftentimes a lot of young people don't think about good health being the key to success. They don't think about that aspect of things because, and there's no issue or anything, but when we're young, I know when I was young, many moons ago, when I was young, I didn't think about good health as the key to success because I thought, oh man, young people just live forever. But the thing that's interesting is that, like I said, most young people don't care. They don't think about it. But the thing that's interesting is that when you have a challenge, when you have a disability, when you have something that that affects you, you have to think about good health as being the key to success, or at least one of the keys to success. So I want to just talk about this and put it in the framework of of when you have these challenges and how that looks. And yeah, those other things are still key to success. And I love what you guys said: hard work, perseverance, determination, skill set, but some people define the money, the big house, all those things are keys to success. So let's talk about this a little bit. Let's move forward. So let's talk about some of the challenges that come along with having a disability. Some of the challenges, I just want to kind of highlight some of these things. So I think it's important to highlight and talk about it. So sometimes it's a challenge, depending on the situation, to just get out of bed. Get out of bed is a challenge. It's a challenge to wash up. It may be a challenge to brush your teeth, depending on what type of situation you have. Combing your hair. A challenge to get transportation to and from school. If the weather's bad, if it's snowing, if it's raining, if you use you need some sort of accommodation, if the weather's bad and you have to walk in it or walk in it with a wheelchair or something like that and it's snowing. Those are challenges. Those are daily struggles that most people don't even think about. So I just want to highlight some of those. It may be hearing the teacher, seeing the board, learning the material, where others may pick it up just a little bit faster than you. It may be a challenge. So the other thing is having a job. I heard the panel talking. I caught the tail end of the panel, and you guys asked some really good questions and were really engaged, but some of that is challenging depending on the situation. Having a job. How about forming relationships and even dating? So those are some things that may be daily struggles. And I want to acknowledge that because most people don't think about the challenges that you face when you have a disability. So I want to highlight that and talk about how that impacts some of the keys to success in life. So we'll keep going. We'll keep rolling. Another thing, accessibility and accommodations. Restroom accessibility, classroom accessibility, having an interpreter if you're hearing impaired in any way, tutors if you have a learning challenge. These are things that, again, a lot of people may not necessarily recognize that these issues exist, but I want to just highlight that and let you know that some people do. And we care obviously enough to recognize that and understand that. And so I just want to highlight it a little bit as we move through our time together. So we'll make it happen. So what do I know about the daily struggles of having a disability? I would be defined as abled. I don't have a disability, but I know a little something about that. And I'll share it with you because I think it's important for you to know and understand how I can relate to this situation and how what I'm saying may have some value. Because often, you look at people or we see people and we say, you've never been in my position, so how can you understand? And I can't understand. Cannot, but I may be able to relate to some things in some situations. So let's go. That guy over here, that guy over there had hair. That's that guy. I know a guy. That guy over there looks not familiar to anybody, but that's a guy over there who had hair at one time. I don't know who that guy is. Who that is? Can I borrow somebody's hair, please? I really miss it. I really do so much. Anyway, it's a side note. But that's me many moons ago with my children. These are my older children. I got a lot of kids, guys, but not that many, but I got a number of kids. But these are my older children. That's my oldest son. That's my second oldest son. And that's my baby girl when she was a baby. So when I talk about the daily struggles, this is my daughter when she was 2, or actually about 1.5, almost 2 years old. When she was 1.5 or almost 2 years old, she was walking, running, jumping, doing everything that a 2-year-old would typically do. Running, hopping, jumping, and everything. About 6 months or so after, probably about 8 months or so after this picture was taken, on July 22nd of 2000, our babysitter, my wife and I's babysitter, had picked up or had our kids and was babysitting our kids. Uh-oh, somebody's mic is mute your mic. I think it's you, Justin. No issues, but thank you, sir. Thank you. In 2000, July of 2000, my wife dropped off our kids at the babysitter, and when she dropped the kids off at the babysitter, these three children over here, at that time, the sitter ended up leaving the boys with her sister, which was okay, so that they can kind of hang out with her sister's kids because she had a bunch of boys. And the babysitter was going somewhere. And so what happened is she had my daughter in the car with her. When she was going somewhere, what happened was somebody hit her. And when they hit her, my daughter and the sitter were seriously injured. And my daughter ended up being paralyzed from the car accident when she was 2 years old. She was paralyzed from the midsection down. I think it's a T4 or spinal cord injury. And the back end of that is that the babysitter did not put our daughter in the car seat that my wife had given her. And she also ran a red light, which caused the person to hit her vehicle. So that happened in July of 2000. At the time, she was 2 years old. And this guy right here, on July of 2003, he was about 7 years old at the time. And he was going to school. And you know how you guys, when you're a kid, they go and they do give you the eye test and the ear test. They do and do a bunch of stuff, at school to kind of check you out. And what they did was they checked him out and they said, he has some vision issues. And one of his eyes is stronger than the other. They said that. And so they said, well, we need to send him to another specialist. And we went to a specialist and they said he needs patch therapy. And the patch therapy wasn't work where they put a patch over one eye to strengthen another eye. And fast forward over time, over a year's time period, he started having these really bad headaches and he started having all these other issues. He was just in severe pain. He would vomit in school. They had to turn the lights out. And ultimately, after a year of misdiagnosis, of being diagnosed with glaucoma and migraine headaches and needing patch therapy and all that stuff, it turned out that he had a cancerous brain tumor that was attached to his optic nerve. He had to go through a year and a half of chemotherapy. He had to go through, or before chemotherapy, he went through actually a 7-8 hour brain surgery where they attempted to remove the tumor, but they couldn't remove the tumor. Ultimately, he ended up going through chemotherapy for a year and a half, and he ended up losing sight in one of his eyes. So when I talk about what do I know about the daily struggles, I don't live it from their perspective, but I live it from a parent's perspective. I live it from a perspective of understanding and knowing that if the snow is not shoveled, that my daughter cannot go where she needs to go and be where she needs to be. That if my son doesn't have the appropriate lighting, he can't see can't see as clearly as he can if the room is not well lit. So living from a parent perspective, I know a little something about it from that perspective. And it's really challenging from a parent perspective to know this and to try to, make sure that your kids have and can be successful and have everything they need. So I kind of wanted to bring you in and just kind of highlight some of that stuff just to talk a little bit. So here's what I often say. I shared this because I believe that your story is your glory and that vulnerability creates visibility for others to see their own capabilities. So your story is your glory and vulnerability creates visibility for others to see their own capabilities. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I'll kind of show you what I mean by that in a few seconds. And that's why I share part of my story, because we need to know, or you can tell me, if you want to put it in the chat, you tell me what I mean by your story is your glory or vulnerability creates visibility for others to see their own capabilities. So you can put it in the chat if you think. Let's start with the first part. Your story is your glory. What do you think of that? And as stuff comes in, I'm sure Scott will relay it to me as it's coming in. Mr. Zanny will have us covered. So whatever things we get.
So we have one here from, let's say, Damon. And he talks about a cousin. He had part of his brain removed because of cancer. But he's good, still lives on, still fighting. So, let's make it bigger.
Good. Cool. So I'll move forward. If you see something relative or relevant that's super huge, just jump in, Scott, and give it to me. If you see something else. So, your story is your glory. Your story is your glory. Let me hit it right now. What that means is this. Your story is your glory. That often we think that because we have some challenges or have been through some challenges or have some physical, mental, or emotional challenges, those things people often look at as negative, but really they're positive because they are designed to create you to be who you're supposed to be. So when we look at your story actually glorifies you and makes you a better person. It makes you more well-rounded. So don't ever look at your challenges and think that those challenges are something that are negative. You know, it may be tough to get through, but the reality is that it's really something that's unique to you that's made you who you are. And the back end, vulnerability creates visibility for others to see their own capabilities. If we are not transparent enough to share what we've been through or what we go through, we can never help somebody else see that they can make it. So I always want you to keep that in mind, is that, you know, your situation, your circumstance, there's always somebody coming behind you, maybe a younger student, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend who you can educate and show that, hey, you may go through these situations, but because I'm making it, you can make it too. Scott, anything heavy with that? Anything you wanted to, looks like you had a...
No, looks like we got one here. I have muscular dystrophy, and I love this quote. And some of the negative things often sprout from some of our own choices. I have spastic cerebral palsy. I find this quote very inspiring. Also, never judge someone based on their disability. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sharing. So let's go. We got some more. So my definition of the key to success in life. I got so much to get through in such a short time, but I'm gonna do it. My definition of the key to success in life is, do what you love for a living and to help people at the same time. There's nothing greater than to do what you love for a living and to help people at the same time. If you do what you love for a living, guess what it's not called, ladies and gentlemen? It is not called work. It's not called a job. It's called being able to help other people and to be fulfilled in yourself all at the same time. And how cool is that? That's part of what I'm doing today. I get to do this, which is what I love for a living, and it helps me to take care of my family. So for me, that's the key to success in life. You don't have to take that on, but maybe you can put that in your pocket, and that can be one of your keys. You know, maybe you got a key ring with a bunch of keys. Do people still carry keys? I know the janitors at schools used to have a whole bunch of keys on their key ring. So you can carry a bunch of keys, just don't look like the janitor, because it was like this big, man. It was a lot. All right, so let's go. Let's talk about breaking barriers. You're not just overcoming the barriers that you have to deal with. You are breaking them. When I started off, I said we're going to talk about the key to success in life. One of the keys to success in life is breaking barriers. A lot of people look at overcoming. I look at breaking them. Overcoming is defined as succeeding in dealing with a problem. Yeah, you do that. You succeed and deal with your challenges. But the reality is that you are breaking them. You separate or cause things to separate into pieces as a result of a blow or shock or strain, because you push through the days that you don't want to get out of bed. You push through the days you don't want to go to school. You push through the days you don't want to go to work. You push through the days when you're in pain, or the days when you don't feel like somebody's staring or looking at you. You push through it. So you're not just overcoming these barriers, you are destroying them. So don't ever let anybody take that away from you. Continue to break the barriers that you have broken to be the people that you're supposed to be. So I just want you to be encouraged by that. All right, so here's the good part. Here's the good part. Here's the good part. I told you about the challenges they had, and there's my son when he was right after his surgery. That's him when he was still, coming out of being sick and all that stuff, and he still can't see out of this eye. His I think it's right eye, his right eye. Yep. But this is him today. This is my son today. He is now 27 years old. He has a bachelor's degree from Oakland University, a master's degree from Oakland University, and he's a coordinator for student programming at Oakland University. So don't ever let somebody discourage you from what it is that you need to do, no matter what type of challenge you may have, because you can always do anything that you want to do. You just got to work at it and push through. This is my princess here. Yes, she's a princess still to me, even though she's like 24. She'll be 24 next week. Man, I am really old, guys. I just had a moment. It's just terrible. This is her when she first was, first after the accident, when she had to learn how to use her legs, her wheelchair as legs. This is her graduating from this horrible school in Ann Arbor. I know there may be some Michigan fans here. When she went to this horrible school, she ultimately graduated from it. She was a horrible, wayward child. I went to Michigan State. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's something. You go white, brother. Go white. That's right, all day. So Spartans rule. But anyway, I still love her, even though she went to this school and graduated from this school in Ann Arbor. And as she graduated from this school in Ann Arbor, this is her. This is her today, actually in her second year on a full scholarship at Wayne State Law School. So don't ever let somebody tell you what you can't do. She actually lived in the dorm, lived in Ann Arbor, and went to school and graduated from the University of Michigan and obtained a full ride scholarship to law school at Wayne State University. Don't ever.
He's got a little green now, right?
Huh?
She's at Wayne. She's got a little green now.
She's got a little green. Yeah, she's a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. She's, so she's a little infused, I mean, it makes it a little better, a little more palatable, but still tough. Anyway, so yes, this is her and this is what she's doing. So again, don't ever let somebody tell you you're not breaking barriers. Break them, and continue to do what you do. A disability doesn't mean that you're discouraged, delayed, denied, or deterred. Don't ever let somebody tell you that. But no. Discouraged, delayed, denied, or deterred. A disability means that you're daring. You're daring enough to take risk in life that others don't have to or would not take if they had to. Not very many people can live in your environment. Very many people can have to go through the things that you have to go through. If they had to, some of them wouldn't do it. A disability means that you're dedicated to not letting your disability be the sole thing that defines who you are. This one here, this beautiful young lady calls herself a triple threat. She's a triple threat. She says, I'm a woman, I am Black, and I have a disability. And all those things, they don't necessarily define who I am, but they make me who I'm supposed to be. And I can still move forward and do everything that I need to do. I'm so proud of her. And this guy, so proud of him. Disability means that you're driven to achieve every goal you set your mind to accomplish. No matter what obstacles may be in your way, you'll continue to break those barriers. I don't care what it is, if it's cerebral palsy, if it's blindness, if it's hard of hearing, if it's anything that it may be, if it's a learning disability, if it's whatever it may be, just continue to be driven. As long as you drive, you can get through it. And most importantly, to tie in for all of these, disability means that you're determined daily, determined every day to show the world that you may hear different, you may see different, you may sound different, you may look different, and you may learn different. But you are no different and you can do anything that you put your mind to do. So recognize this is what disability truly means, and don't ever let anybody discourage, deter, detain you from accomplishing the goal that you need to accomplish as you go forward. You have to see different, think different, and sometimes be different. And the world needs to see different, think different, and be different. You know, don't be discouraged when somebody stares or a child stares. Maybe that's an opportunity to educate. I used to tell my daughter when she was little all the time that they're staring because you're the most beautiful thing on the planet, baby. That's why they stare. Or they just don't understand. And maybe you can explain and help them to understand. So recognize that. Recognize that. We want the world to see different, think different, and be different. And you are a catalyst for them to be able to understand that and see different and think different and be different. This is why I do what I do. I told you guys I got a bunch of kids. I got a lot of kids. I got old kids, I got young kids, I got a beautiful wife, I got a bunch of folks. These are these guys today. This guy needed a haircut. He just will not cut his hair. That's my daughter. That's the one. These are the two that were in the picture. That's my oldest son, and that's my family, and then that's just those are my people, and that's my other son, and these are my babies. I have babies, young babies still today to be able to raise and help them to see different, to be different, and to think different. So how did I do with time? I think I'm right at my time. I think I did good. I was pushing it. I pushed it. Miss Tracy, how did I do? Where we at? Where we at on time?
Wonderfully.
Where are we at? We did. Are we at the mark or we got a few seconds?
We have about 4 minutes.
All right. So I wanted to leave room for questions, comments, or concerns. That's it, guys. That's it. That's it. We're going to make the world see different, think different, be different. Throw in some stuff in the chat if you want to talk for about 3 minutes. If not, we're good. And I thank you guys for listening. I hope this has helped. I hope this has helped. I can't live in the same place that you are, but I can give you a perspective and I can learn from your perspective. And that's it. That's all we can do. So anything you got for me, throw it in the chat. If not, then I'll get out of the way. Yes, sir, Scott.
Yeah, we got some comments in here. Just going through. Looks like don't judge a book by its cover. Kind of the recurring theme there. Everyone has the capability to learn and use what they learn to do almost impossible things, and nothing really is impossible, right? I mean, we know we can go out there and we just keep trying. I think that's just tenacity, right? Good old American tenacity. This is one of the most inspiring speeches I've ever heard. Thank you so much for sharing this with us today. And you were once again outstanding regarding this, so we do appreciate you being here.
Okay.
All your wisdom and experience.
Cool.
Any questions or any other comments, guys? Feel free to shoot them in here. What if you have a disability but you don't show it? So invisible disabilities, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a tough thing. I'll tell you, quick response to that. You know, I think the best thing you can do is well, if you have a disability, don't show it. I'll give you guys a quick scenario that I was not aware of autism many years ago. This is many years ago. And I remember going to restaurants and I would sometimes hear children and they would just be screaming because of, you know, the overload, the sounds, the environment and all that. And I remember being a young parent and looking at that and thinking, why don't they get their kids together? And thankfully, I never said anything. I would never have done that, but I can be transparent in my mistakes. I learned from a neighbor who had an autistic son, and I started researching for myself. And when you run into those types of situations, if you see or feel somebody, you know, may look at you a certain way or think something, then just say, hey, I'm autistic, and this is one of the challenges that I have, if you're able to articulate that. So thank you for bringing that question up. Cool. Any other questions? Oh, I'm sorry, Daniel. I don't have it don't have autism. Daniel, I'm reading Daniel's question or comment. I don't have autism. I'm saying that I didn't understand what some of the symptoms of autism were, and so I was exposed to it by a neighbor, and I educated myself better to understand what some of those symptoms were, so I can be more understanding of people who have it. Cool. Any other questions? Anything? Scott, I'm listening. I'm with you.
Nothing really new here, popping. Just a lot of kind of agreements about the gravitas of the speech and people being true to themselves and being proud of who they are and not being defined by others, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. So
you're the one who's got to look at you in the mirror at the end of the day, right?
That's right. At the end of the day, and look at yourself with pride, with beauty, with strength, with everything you got.
All right. So everybody, give it up for Mr. Blackburn.
Thank you.